We are live. Hello, hello. After 2 weeks or whatever it was, 12 million people in the house to open up, which is great, great, great. Thanks again for being here. This is Dan with Dan and Minnie's Journey. Hey, we're going to, after careful consideration, no, it took me all of about 5 minutes. It wasn't that careful, really. We're going to dump this system of just drawing it's lazy. It's lazy on my part to draw these stupid things. I apologize. I'm lazy. What can I say? I think I admitted to you that I was lazy. And, but it's not too inspiring, is it? So we're going to go to a new system. A system, Dan, you say? We're going to a new system for drawing winners and a new amount of Filipino cash, PHP cash. And that's it. Instead of having just one winner every Friday, we will have 3 200 peso winners. Does that sound okay to you folks? Let me bring up the comment section to see if anybody's going to be angry at me. Yeah, so what we'll do is we'll just go ahead and We'll have 3 winners, but we won't be drawing. Here's how we're going to do it. It's as random as any approach, right? So that's 3 200 peso winners every Friday. So I think it's a little bit more fair. And plus, the way we'll do it is we're going to do a random question and answer type of game thing where I'll just be inspired to ask questions. And then you guys have your devices there. You guys can look up the answer. It'll either be on Philippine history or it'll be on something random. Sometimes I may tell you in advance so you could study up for the exam. Professor Dan is in the house. Or I may not announce it. I mean, what's the big deal? Everybody is going to be on the same page anyway. You'll have an equal opportunity to win the 200 pesos. But you have to do this for me, right? We're going to eliminate ninjas. And since I don't pay attention to who the ninjas are, just promise not to chime in with a ninja. You know, that means that once you've won the 200 peso prize, then excuse yourself and let the next person have the opportunity to win. Daisy Lynn is in the house. Hi, Daisy Lynn. Nicole is here. Sailor Moon is in the house. Anna May Riz, I know, is here for sure. Aileen Cruz Official. Curly Senna. And Charmaine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Pressy Manzanero is here. Who else? Menge. Never misses Rochi La Chica is here. Welcome. God Repairs. Ronaldin Fuentes. Hey, Ronaldin, I was wondering, are you one of the Fuentes sisters that are popular on YouTube? Welcome, welcome, welcome to the channel. Lizabelle Manilau is here. How are you? How are you? How are you? So anyway, before we get started, so Denz is here also. Minnie Almedo is here. Who else? Who did I miss? I'm not sure. I apologize if I missed somebody. Lorraine Pajares is here. Thinks is in the house. So we eliminate the numbers and all that crap. Journals is here. And we just, the first person, the way it'll work is I'll throw the question out to you. And then the first person to give me the correct answer wins the 200 pesos. We do that 3 times and voila, we have it. We have 3 winners, right? But no ninjas, just you. You could use your real name. You could use your channel name. You could use the name that anybody calls you so long as it's clean because it is a family show. In other words, you can't say, "Hey, idiot." No, that wouldn't be good. Shane is here. Hi, Shane. How are you, Denz Verga? Listen, I want to talk about a couple things before we do this. So, you know, I always have something to say, right? Chelsea is here. Chelsea, how have you been? Yenarine is here. How are you? How are you? How are you? All right. So, Pinky Gray's in the house. Pink, how are you doing with the vertical streaming? Is it horizontal or vertical tonight? ABCM channel is here. One of the largest channels out there. Minnie Snow, what do you know? Abby G is in the house. Abby, sweet Abby. Yenarine is here. So, anyway, I hope that's okay with you guys that we do it that way. Now, there's something I want to talk about. I'm not sure exactly what. Oh, I had tears in my eyes today. You know, I sit sometimes. I watch YouTube channels, and I watched Mel Jean Salon today. You know who Mel Jean is? That her boyfriend used to be Roaming Hogan, who now has a new girlfriend, and I don't know what happened in their relationship. It's none of my business, you know, but they just wanted different things, and they both said, "Hey, it was time to call it quits." You know, there are a lot of breakups on YouTube going on. That's one of the dangers of being on YouTube. You know, is the whole breakup thing. You know, which I can't stand watching. Well, anyway, they broke up, and then now she's got a new boyfriend, and Roaming Hogan, Tom, who, by the way, Minnie and I met when we were in Bangkok, in Thailand, of all places. We just happened to hang out at the same coffee shop in Soy 4, which is called Brainwave. Anyway, I'm telling you, he's very much like me, a genuine nice guy. What you see is what you get on YouTube. You know, his persona on there is exactly his persona. My persona is exactly the same. Although people want to twist, let me tell you what's bothering me, right? I'm kind of going the long way around. But you know, her father, Meljin Salon, he's going to need dialysis. He is suffering from kidney failure. And what I found out was frightening about what goes on here in the Philippines. Right? It's frightening in that one Filipino will die every hour from kidney failure because they don't have access to dialysis. And I don't know if you know this or not, but to the Philippine government's credit, they passed a couple of laws, right? And the first law had to do with, actually, maybe they passed two or three laws, come to think of it. But the first one that they passed, Bayarong de Barberos here, is that they said that every healthcare facility and every hospital must provide a dialysis department. And so I just discovered this, right? And I have been looking around, and every hospital that I have been in, man, Minnie and I, or a clinic, or when we've had the opportunity to visit, well, I've noticed that they do have a dialysis department. Now, this law was passed a long time ago, and it's evolved, and so we have dialysis centers almost everywhere. And the other law that they passed was that senior citizens would be entitled to 156 treatments per year. But if there's, so that would mean that would give them about, let's see, there's 365 days per year. I think that they were trying to set it up so that if you had kidney failure, that you would have to seek dialysis at a minimum once every 2 weeks. But you most likely would have to have it once per week. You know, if you wanted your to live a normal life or prolong your life to as normal as you could get, then you would probably have to have dialysis, probably one session per week. And so I'm not sure that that she's going to be able to avail herself to those fantastic laws that were passed here in the Philippines, because my wife was telling me, Minnie was telling me that, oh yeah, but if you have money, you know, they make you pay. You're not considered indigent. And I'm like, what? Well, that would be ridiculous. Now, the way it works, and I'm not sure it works that way. I thought if you had, like, if you were a senior, you automatically get PhilHealth, and they have to take care of you at the public hospital. And that would mean that they have to avail you to those 156 dialysis treatments. So at the minimum, you would get 156, which is better than nothing, right? But dialysis is very, very expensive here in the Philippines. And so really, honestly, I don't know what the reality is on whether you actually get to partake in those benefits or not. Now, of course, in the United States, it works a little bit differently, but it's eerily similar in that if you're not a senior, then you have to go through indigent care if you don't have money, and social services have to approve you, which means that I think here in the Philippines, you have to go to the barangay. They have to give you a letter or a certificate. 1, 2, 3, Charles in the house. Tim Diziak is here. Mildred's here. Presi Santos is here. So, I mean, but I think the Philippines, all in all, they're making significant progress. But the thing is, so he's suffering from kidney failure. Nobody knows what brings that on, you know. And I mean, the Philippines, you know, I mean, some of the things that that people pick off the land and eat, you know, amazes me. You know what I mean? A leaf from this tree, leaf from that tree, which I'm sure is all healthy for you and things like that. But you don't know which one of these things is doing damage to you, right? My wife says I'm taking it too far. Tim, do you have all your stuff moved? So that's the question. Maybe that's why you're tired. So you guys following me? I think they're making progress. I feel for Mel Jean's father because he's a good guy, because he was always there by her side whenever she needed help, especially when she needed help with the house and it was damaged during the typhoon a couple years ago and had to be rebuilt. He was always there for her. And so sometimes life, uh, it doesn't seem fair, but it is life, if you know what I mean. Larice is here and Crystal's Adventure in the house. How are you guys? How are you gals? What do they say, guys, when you're gals? So, anyway, I feel bad about it, but you know, again, I didn't mean to when I started talking because I did get a tiny bit of critique from a couple people. I was talking about Megan Gomez is here. I was talking a little bit about Phil Health. Of course, it's a little bit more difficult if you're going for the family Phil Health. I mean, it's very difficult to afford. They require you to pay those premiums once every quarter. And of course, but if you can't afford to pay the premium, then you have to go to the barangay captain. You have to get a letter of for indigent care, and then you end up in the public hospital, which sometimes may or may not provide the best of services for you. So in the end, I guess what it turns out to be is that the person that has the money ends up getting the services, and everybody else has to wait their turn. And sometimes when you're waiting your turn, it doesn't have a happy outcome. So in the case of Mel Jean, you can't. I stopped looking into a person's purse or wallet a long time ago. I know she's doing very, very well on YouTube. She's one of the few channels that is doing very, very well. And she didn't seem to be, she was surprised, but she didn't seem to be bothered by the fact that the first 48 hours or so of his care was going to run 50,000 pesos. Now, I kind of know where she's at in Cebu because of I know they didn't want people to know where they were, what hospital in Cebu that he was in, but they left the drapes open on the window. So I'm going to respect their privacy, not tell you what hospital they're in Cebu, but it would be the exact hospital that I would be in if I had to choose what hospital that I was going to see care in. So the point is there is medical care available, here in the Philippines, but the downside is that wages haven't, kept up with inflation and things, and so very, very few families can afford Phil Health if you're in that underneath whatever it is, the age 50 or whatever it is that where you have to cover yourself and your family. But then the other side is if you can cover your family, you're just paying that premium for you, and then the entire family is covered, which I think is a good deal. So in one of the videos, if you watched all the way through, I was very, very surprised because of course we pay the premium for Phil Health, and I was amazed that even in the private hospital, the discount of services was significant. In some cases, it was 50%. In other cases, it could be 35%. I really don't know how that whole thing works, but somebody told me, and I believe them, that we were played. I'm believing them because now it makes sense. If you go, for example, why is it that when the Cano goes in there for services, the computer for Phil Health is crashed all the time? Why does that happen? Somebody explain that to me. And then all of a sudden, right, they're trying to send you over to the window where you make the full payment. You know what I'm saying? There was no discounted payment. I just don't get that. Why did it? So somebody said, "Oh, Dan, that's an old trick. That the computers didn't crash. They were trying to crash your wallet." I started thinking about, no, it can't be like that, right? I was told that if I got Phil Health, it could harm my disability. Yeah, because it's going to offset. It's going to offset some of that cost. They're going to means test it, and so I believe, yeah, that is true. So Nitban says, oh, that is the Cano tax. So anyway, I'm disappointed if that's true. I don't want to believe that that's true. But anyway, all's well that ends well, because Minnie and I, we figured out how to bring up her account. And then we went back over there after 45 minutes. We showed the clerk, and then the clerk acquiesced and said, oh, yeah, of course we are. You're entitled to the discount. Everything's in order, right? Anyway, I don't know. But I'm impressed, because it's the law that I'll be prepared next time. You only get me once. But so now all of the hospitals, this is the law. And it doesn't matter if you're in the hospital that gives you the minimal amount of service, or you're in the private hospital that gives you the best services to be found in the Philippines, which, by the way, most of you know, is at St. Luke's in Manila. Now, folks, I don't know if you know this or not, but at St. Luke's, some of those departments are being supervised and sponsored by some of the finest educational institutions in the entire world. That, if you guys don't know that, then you guys need to hear it from me. When I found out about that, I damn near fell off my chair. I swear to you. But I didn't fall off my chair, thank God, because that most likely would have put me back in the hospital for another examination. Anyway, so you see, if you guys go in and you do your research, you'll find that over at St. Luke's, they're not flying alone. They got partners. They got partners all over the world. For example, the Mayo Clinic is a partner of St. Luke's. Did you guys know that? The Mayo Clinic, they have supervising physicians from the Mayo Clinic that rotate in and out of St. Luke's Hospital in Manila. We must stay hydrated. Isn't the weather weird? All right. So that's that. So I'm impressed. I'm very impressed. Because I've been saying that the Philippines they have as good of a medical opportunity here as you can afford. Oh, well, in the United States, it works the same way. The poor people get the bottom, the interns, you know what I mean? The people coming out of nursing school and stuff like that. And the doctors that are doing their hours, beginning doctors. And if you have money, you get the experienced group of folks. There's nothing different about, you might be shocked to hear this. In my humble opinion, not based on any fact, just experience. It works the same way in the United States that it does here in the Philippines. And so there you have it. And that's probably why the United States ranks 34 to 37, something like that, in the delivery of healthcare services and medical competency. By the way, I don't know how they do it in India. Nitban will have to tell you that. Anyway, what else is going on? Okay, so there's something else I want to talk about, but I have to think about it for a minute. I can get on the whole medical thing and spend the whole time, the whole 1 hour that we're going to be here, I could spend it just talking about that. But let's see. I'm happy about the dialysis. Anyway, hey, what happened? What happened, folks? Am I still on? Something happened on my screen here. I'm not sure exactly what happened. I must have hit a button. Now I'm back. I was just looking at my phone to see if the screen changed. It did on my monitor, but it doesn't look like it did on my phone yet. Okay, so now why is it? So why would you spend your time? I know this is a non sequitur, means it doesn't follow anything, and it's just my usual stuff, right? My usual diatribe, my usual stuff, if you will. I lost 3 viewers. Yeah, they got tired of me. Yeah. Well, they won't win any money then. So, why is it that you have this guy? This really happened, right? And so I'm not naming names, right? But this happened to me also. I get a big name guy sending me an email, and he's basically saying, Dan, you've done lost your mind. None of this stuff about the U.S. economy is going on. The U.S. economy is doing great. I go, really? The stock market has finally tanked. It's starting to tank. What's it down? What's it down, Tim? 1,000 points in the last 2 sessions, or is it down more than that? Listen, I told you guys it was coming. I don't need a crystal ball to figure all this stuff out. All you need is to go back in your history and read your history books and understand history, and then you can predict the future based on that history. And so, listen, I don't have a crystal ball, but I could predict the future based on historical evidence, and then I could give you probably percentages of probability based on Dan's opinion that certain things are going to happen, like the banning of gasoline driven cars, like what I've been talking about, fast food restaurants becoming centralized commissaries, about how home and car ownership will become a thing of the past in the United States in the next 10 years or so. All this stuff is going to come to pass. Whether I'm going to be here to see it or not is another thing. Or how about the coming, another 2020? How about that? What are the odds that people would put up with another 2020 event? I don't know. I mean, it would be hard for me to believe that you would fall for that again. I'm not saying that it wasn't all on the up and up. That's not what I'm saying here. What I'm saying here is that yeah, but not for long, Nitban. Get out while you still can. It's going to be a total collapse. I'm just telling you, friend to friend, and sell your home while you still got a chance. We still have the opportunity to burn some unsuspecting buyer. That's what I'd be doing. For crying out loud, that's what I did. By the way, I'm not a hypocrite. I did all the things that I told you that I'm talking about now, except we were 2 years too early, right? We could have wrote it out and made probably an extra $50,000 or $75,000. What? It's snowing in your hometown of New York. Yeah, and it's burning up here in the Philippines. And there's also a water shortage. So anyway, so now that you get a general sense of what I'm talking about, why would you, as a scientist or as a big name YouTuber, I mean that has over 100,000 subscribers, why would you take the time to send me an email, right, and tell me that I'm an idiot? Well, heck, I hear that all day from people who don't have YouTube channels. But you, who has over 100,000 subscribers, you want to take the time out of your busy schedule and write a 2-page letter telling me that I'm wrong about these predictions, right? And then give no evidence to support your point of view. Why would you spend your time writing me a letter and then using the phrase, needle dick or something like that, whatever it was? No, I don't believe so. I don't believe so, Jerry. I don't think we're seeing the eclipse here. I think it's all you in the U.S. If demonic things are going to happen, or there's going to be an alien invasion, it's most likely going to happen in Texas. Smash is here. Abby G's hanging in there. Madeline in the house. Letty Me is here. So anyway, so he takes the time to write me this letter, and I've never talked about this dude in my entire life, and he wants to write me a letter, 2 pages, right, disputing my points of view, and I got nothing to say to him except thank you for your input. But then I started thinking about it. I just would like for you to ponder it. I'm not trying to get you to think this way or that way more than I'm trying to get you just to think about this, right, for a moment. Why would a award winning Harvard graduate, MIT professor take the time to refer to a flat earther as being a moron? Think about that. You know what I'm talking about when I say flat earther, right? Those are the folks that talk about how the earth is flat. Well, why would an MIT collegiate professor, author of many research papers about astronomy, take the time to even entertain these folks, the Flat Earth, whatever it's called, the Flat Earth Society, that they're crazy? Another scientific term that caught my attention. You guys are crazy, or you guys are nuts. So what's up with that? Why would they take the time? Why would he take the time to write me a 2-page letter? And then why would this dude, that has written so many research papers, take the time to tell the Flat Earth Society that they done lost their mind? I simply do not get it. Chow Ram is here. I was worried about you, Chow Ram, that you wouldn't make it today. No, I'm just kidding. Right? I mean, it's ridiculous. I'm not giving them 2 seconds of my time, Tim. I realize the Flat Earth Society has folks all over the world, but it doesn't affect my life one iota. It has nothing to do with me, right? It doesn't impact my life whether the earth is flat or it's round. I don't even give it a second thought. I don't wake up in the morning and say, if the sun's rising in the east and it sets in the west, does that mean the earth is flat? I don't think about stuff like that. I'm in the stage where I'm thinking about, thank God I'm alive for another day. Are you guys thinking about, do you guys get where I'm coming from? I don't give it any thought. And so this is what catches my attention. Why would this YouTube moron, who shall remain nameless, has over 100,000 subscribers, be so passionate and want to address all of my stuff, which is just, all I'm doing is merely sharing my opinion. And by the way, I point out to you one more time that I run the disclaimer without fail before every live stream and tell you exactly where I'm coming from. Right? It could be. I don't know, Tim. I'm very disinterested in it. Except I'm curious because I'm a pretty good critical thinker, and I'm a pretty good observer of the human condition. And so when I apply those critical thinking skills that I've learned along with observations, then it leads me to start thinking about, hey, what's this dude's game anyway? What is this dude's game? He wouldn't be thinking that my channel is a threat to their channel, because I'm just a teeny tiny micro channel. So why would the person take the time out of their busy schedule in order to address, what I believe, right? Yeah, of course it is. Everybody knows that it's made out of cheese, Jerry. Of course the moon is made out of cheese. It's a paradise, for Mises. Anyway, okay, so now let's drop that. All right. That's just something for you to think about. So let's move on to the next thing, right? I had a conversation with somebody that I consider to be a very, very good friend. I don't know. I guess the only way to explain it is that we're kindred spirits. And they said to me, Dan, that you can tell on that Facebook post of when they brought you the cake that you were very uncomfortable with that scene, and you tried to, smile and fake your way through it, right? For the camera. That's what they said to me. And so, yes, it's all true. And it's all true. I don't celebrate my birthday. Oh, don't feel bad for me. And that's why that Facebook post, I'm sitting in the easy chair. I was not expecting that my wife was going to bring me, and my brother-in-law, who I love dearly, and my wife, of course, who I love twice as much as that. I didn't know they were going to bring me a cake, right? And so I was caught off guard. I wouldn't be surprised if you go back and look at that video that I'm turning beet red because I don't celebrate my birthday. I started to think about, I had this conversation with a friend of mine, a very close friend, uh, about this feeling, my feelings. And they were like, and they were saying, I don't do it either. They were like, hey, we have something in common. I don't do it either. And the question comes up, what is really behind that? And we discover we don't really know, right? And then I could make up a whole bunch of reasons, or some people would say excuses as to why I might not do it, right? Somebody told me many, many years ago, they had, it was a former coworker about 15 years ago. I'll never forget it as long as I live. They come when they try to do this. Like, we should have a party for you, Dan. They said something like, a slice of cake is fine. But they said something like, Dan, your ability to love has been damaged. And I was looking at him like, it was hard not to laugh. My ability to love you is severely damaged. But and so I never talked to them again after that, right? Which was no great loss for me. Then I was thinking about it, right? I do know part of it. I do know part of it I would like to share with you, right? I'd like to share it with you. And you could privately or publicly or however you want to do it, you can share your thoughts. Yes, tell them to stay home. I wasn't mean. I just sort of like smile at them like, oh, go fuck yourself. I'm never talking to you again. That's what I was thinking. I didn't say it out loud, or maybe I did. Maybe that's why we never talked after that. But I do apologize for the profanity, especially since I'm following it up with this, Megan. Megan, I'm going to follow it up with this, right? I think a lot of it has to do with my birthday falls too close to Easter. And of course, I'm born and raised a Roman Catholic. Are you guys with me? Are you guys with me? It feels weird and uncomfortable because I'm only born once and I shall only die one time. And so my birthday falls. Thank God, God did not see to born me on April 1. But I know there's somebody here whose birthday is on April 1st. I hope they don't disrespect you in any kind of way. If you said something and got those results, write it down and use it again. I get half my material from you, Tim. I don't know if you know it or not, but you give me ideas. So there's. All right. So is that enough for you? Is that enough for everybody to understand just a little bit about how my mind works? And then one more thing. I hope I don't cry when I share this with you. Right? When you pass away, I'm talking about you, not you, you, not any of you. But when someone that you love passes away, right? I know that you have a certain way of handling that here in the Philippines. That is not going to be my wish to be handled the way that you do funerals here in the Philippines when it's my time to go. That's funny, Tim. Checks in the mail. Are you guys following me? I go, when you're gone, it's my belief that you're gone. That there isn't anything, you're an empty vessel. And so to put somebody to lie in state and to pray over a body is, I'd rather have you pray over my soul, and the soul can be anywhere. See, hopefully it's going the right direction, and you can pray for my soul that way. I didn't mean to get into this downer subject, right? And so you won't see me at too many gatherings. You're not going to see me at too many funerals and the like. John Ray is here. John Ray, will you stay? How are you today? Yeah, you won't see me there because you have gone. You have gone. April 1st birthday, that explains your sentence. Oh, you guys have no idea how funny Knitban is. He's got a very dry sense of humor with a delivery that's right on the mark. He deadpans that delivery. All right, so anyway, that's all I'm talking about. And so I'm not asking you to believe or practice whatever it is that I believe or practice. That's not the point. The point is I'm sharing these ideas with you because I want you to know who I am at a much different level, and I have no ulterior motive whatsoever. I've been accused of that also. That was probably part of the letter too, but that's why I'm mentioning it. I have some kind of ulterior motive for giving away money. Yeah, and I'm like, well, you can give away money if you want. I'm not stopping you. Give away all your money. I really don't care, right? I don't really care, what you do. And you shouldn't care, the same way in the same way what I do with my money. If I want to give it away to somebody to help them out, then I'm gonna go ahead and do that. And so let's get on with it. So here's what we're gonna do: 3 questions. The first one coming up. Let's see. I'm gonna search here for a question. They're gonna be easy ones that you can find. Philippine related. All right, here you go. And so all you have to do is chime in with your name. And the first one to come up with the answer wins the first round of 200 pesos. Here's the question. First question, number 1. The Philippine Islands were discovered by Magellan in what year? Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Dee 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 dee. God repairs. 1521 is the correct answer. You have won 200 pesos tonight. God repairs. All right. Hey, wait. Yeah, wait. You only get one guess, though. You only get one guess. And yours, Minnie. I was just looking for the year. So God repairs looks like they were the first one to chime in. 1521. All right, now let's go for the next one. All right. Oh, by the way, I'm changing websites now because if you think I'm going to take an answer from the same website, I'm not. I am not. The next one is not going to, I probably am going to change it up and I'll go with something else. You'll know the answer to this. This will be easy. This will be an easy one, but I want to make sure I have my facts straight. Any disputes you can send to my inbox, my chat, and we will work it out because I'm a nice guy, despite what that moron had to say about me. All right, I'm always having some tiff with somebody. All right, this is going to be an easy one. You guys better get on your machines right now. And like I said, it's the one that comes up with the answer first. And I want the complete name, right? And that is stand by. I want to make sure because now it looks like someone's giving me a different answer. Now I asked one question. I ended up getting two different answers. All right. Yeah, no. Okay. We're going with it. Next question for the Philippines is, what's the name of the largest mall in the Philippines? Dee 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 dee. Da 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 da. All right, wait a minute now. All right, all these answers came in at one time. I got to go back up and I got to see who chimed in first. Because remember, there's a delay on my end because now I'm looking at questions, and then I have to look up here at the delay on the computer monitor in front of me. Let me see who won. Looks like Alfie Martin gave us the acronym. But Alfie, I did say I wanted the complete name. I said I wanted the complete name, not the acronym. So Alfie, it ain't gonna fly because I said I wanted the complete name. Crystals, SM Mega Mall. Nope. I think we do have a winner, but I have to go down. Mall of Asia is not the complete name. Mall of Asia is only part of it. Although that was what I was looking for. It looks like it's Anna G, SM Mall of Asia. And then Pinky Gray was second on that. SM Mall of Asia was what I was looking for. So our winner's Anna G. Anna G. Remember, no ninjas, only one primary channel. Anna G. SM Mall of Asia. You win 200 pesos. All right. Third one. I'll have to get clever on the third one, right? I wanted a complete name, Knitban. The complete name. Oh, this probably is gonna make people mad when I ask this question. I'm apolitical now. Keep that in mind. We're only doing this for a game to get a game winner. All right, you guys ready for the next one? The next question. By the way, so I don't have to work too hard in finding your Gmail account numbers, could you please send them to me in the chat, in the Facebook chat, in the Messenger chat, so I don't have to look it up because I'm not a very organized person. All right, and I can't remember your channel names and your ninja channel names. I really can't. I'm an old man here. My memory is fading quickly. Feel sorry for me. All right, let's go. Let's go with the final Final question for 200 pesos on this fine Friday live chat. All right. What was the Philippines called before it was called the Philippines? There, that's a pretty hard one, I think. That's a difficult one. What was the Philippines before it was called the Philippines? All right. Do 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 do. Ah, no! You only get one. Anna G. You only get one guess. I didn't say that. I didn't tell you that, but she's right. It is Las Filipinas. But Anna G. Only one winner. Only one guess per night. Maybe you came in later. Maybe I didn't say it, but it looks like Cha Ram wins because you'd already won 200 pesos. So Cha Ram wins tonight. Any disputes, just email me and we'll figure out what happened. Las Filipinas. And I did not know that until just now when I looked it up here. Congratulations, 3 winners. I had a great time. I hope you did listening to my crap. Yeah. I always have something that gets me that I have to talk about, right? Something that has happened to me, and then I have to talk about it because it bugs me. But anyway, thanks so much for being here. All 29 million people that hung out with me, and we shall see you. I don't know where Mam Minnie went. I know she's doing a bunch of stuff outside right now in the garden. So she sends her best. I send my best, and we'll see you on the next live stream. Take care. Bye bye.